What if I told you that nearly 1 in 3 Americans has had a romantic or intimate relationship with an artificial intelligence chatbot, not a casual conversation or relationship? This isn't science fiction. A recent survey of over 1,000 U.S. adults found that approximately 28% have had at least one intimate or romantic relationship with AI. Separate research from Match.com and the Kinsey Institute showed 16% of adults have interacted with AI as a romantic companion. Nearly 1 in 5 American adults, 19%, report having chatted with an AI system designed to simulate a romantic partner. Let's be clear about what we're discussing. These aren't people casually testing chatbots out of curiosity. Users are sharing AI-generated images of themselves with their AI companions, discussing dating experiences, and some have even gotten engaged and married to their AI partners. People are forming emotional bonds, seeking comfort, and building what they perceive as meaningful relationships with algorithms. The economics tell their own story. But here's where it gets complicated. The mental health implications cut both ways. Research published in the Journal of Consumer Research found that AI companions provide consistent, momentary reductions in loneliness, and consumers actually underestimate how much these interactions improve their feelings of isolation. In a survey of 404 regular AI companion users from MIT Media Lab, 12% were drawn to the app specifically to cope with loneliness, and 14% used them to discuss personal issues and mental health. So AI companions work, right? They alleviate loneliness. Problem solved. Not quite. The use of AI companion apps and AI pornography are significantly linked to higher risk of depression and higher reports of loneliness. New research from MIT Media Lab and OpenAI shows that heavy chatbot usage is correlated with loneliness and reduced socialization. We're relooking at a paradox. The very tool people use to combat loneliness may be reinforcing it. Think about what's happening here. Someone feels isolated, turns to an AI companion for relief, experiences temporary comfort, but the interaction doesn't build the skills or provide the authentic reciprocity necessary for human connection. It's a holding pattern, not a solution. The loneliness that drove them to AI in the first place potentially deepens because they're reinvesting emotional energy in a relationship that fundamentally cannot reciprocate in the way human bonds do. Among young adults, 1 in 4 believe AI partners could replace real-life romance. This isn't just about current behavior, it's about shifting expectations of what relationships should provide. If a quarter of young adults see AI as a viable replacement for human partnership, we're witnessing a fundamental reimagining of intimacy itself. Why is this happening? The answers aren't simple, but several factors converge. Modern life is isolating. Work-from-home arrangements, social media, replacing in-person interaction, declining participation in community organizations, longer work hours all contribute to what researchers call an epidemic of loneliness. AI companions offer something seductive, unconditional positive regard without the meniscus of human relationships. No conflict, no rejection, no need to compromise or grow or be vulnerable in ways that feel risky. AI companions are available 24/7. They remember everything you tell them. They adapt to your preferences. They never get tired of listening. They provide what feels like emotional support without judgment. For people struggling with social anxiety, depression, or simply the exhaustion of navigating complex human dynamics, that's incredibly appealing. But there's a cost we're only beginning to understand. Human relationships require friction. They demand that we learn to regulate our emotions, communicate through disagreement, tolerate ambiguity, and develop empathy by encountering perspectives and needs that differ from our own. These aren't bugs in human connection, they're features. They're how we grow. AI companions, by design, eliminate that friction. They're optimized for user satisfaction, not user development. The AI mental health market grew to an estimated $1.8 billion in 2025. So where does this lead? We're conducting a massive, uncontrolled experiment on human psychology and social structure. Nobody knows the long-term consequences of a generation raised with AI companions as normalized relationship options. Will it make authentic human connection feel unnecessarily difficult by comparison? Will it erode the social skills necessary for maintaining human bonds? Or will it serve as a bridge, helping isolated people build confidence before transitioning to human relationships? The research suggests both possibilities exist. Some studies find that AI companions successfully reduce loneliness, while others show heavy usage correlates with reduced socialization. It may depend entirely on how these tools are used as temporary support during difficult periods versus permanent substitutes for human intimacy. What's undeniable is that we're witnessing something unprecedented. For the first time in human history, people can form what feels like intimate relationships with non-human entities that simulate emotional responsiveness. The technology isn't going away. The market forces driving its development are powerful, and the human needs it addresses: loneliness, isolation, the desire for connection without risk are profound and real. The question isn't whether this is good or bad. It's more complicated than that. The question is what kind of society we are rebuilding when nearly a third of adults have romantic relationships with algorithms, when a quarter of young people see AI as viable replacement for human partnership, and when we are spending billions on digital companions. Are we solving loneliness or institutionalizing it? Are we expanding the definition of connection or diluting it? These aren't rhetorical questions. They're urgent ones that will shape the next generation's understanding of intimacy, identity, and what it means to be human, in an age when the boundaries between authentic and artificial emotional connection have become permeable in ways previous generations couldn't have imagined.